Ah, yes, kids will be kids, but when it comes to tackle football, some adults are hoping for an interception.
Several new studies suggest that flag football, not tackle football, should be the new American standard for kids under the age of 14.
So Denver7's Russell Haythorne is going 360 on tackle football, an American pastime some would prefer to put in the past.
When it comes to the school of hard knocks, few would argue tackle football literally ranks right up there.
I think one of the big challenges with pads is that it can induce a false level of security.
And there's a national conversation happening right now about the toll of tackle.
How's everybody doing?
Even a new PSA comparing youth tackle football to smoking.
Tackle football is like smoking. The younger I start, the longer I'm exposed to danger.
It was a little absurd, and it was a little disturbing to see.
It's clickbait, it's fear-mongering.
So here's our game plan. We're going 360 on youth tackle football with a current collegiate athlete, doctors, the wife of a legend who died from brain injuries, and conflicting studies on the issue. But we start with coaches who are also parents who are clearly on opposite sides of the ball.
Flag football is now the fastest growing youth sport from ages 6 to 14.
Michael Looper is the founder of Under the Lights Flag Football in Colorado, a relatively new league for parents and kids.
They definitely saw the benefits of playing flag.
And he says its popularity is a game changer.
They like it better just because they feel like their kids are actually having a little bit more fun. It's still just as exciting for them.
Looper says there's plenty of time for tackle.
Maybe the year before you get to high school.
But others say time out.
I think 14's a little late. That would put these kids not playing any tackle football up until their freshman year.
Many coaches believe tackle football is being sacked without good reason.
They never talk about the benefits of playing football and what it does for these young men.
And they believe the new PSA is doing team sports no favors.
Choose flag under 14.
It just makes the two sides even more polarized.
What is not in question is the love of the game in the U.S.
As a kid growing up, you always wanted to play for your home city.
Ryan Arnold was one of those kids, and although he's still playing collegiately, he's also been sidelined a few times.
Whew. When it comes to concussions, I've taken some shots. Your body gets hot, everything pretty much shuts down. Your brain is rattled.
The CDC estimates there are 3.8 million sports-related concussions every year. And doctors like Tony Megna say the long-term effects can be devastating.
When you have a concussion, there's many levels to the problems. The brain and the body cannot clear out these injuries.
Megna is a former player himself, a linebacker at the University of Wisconsin. He's now using acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine to help manage head injuries.
It's essentially blood that's being brought up to the surface to help facilitate the restoration of the brain, not just to mask some of these pains.
Those who can be treated could be considered the lucky ones.
The ball that they gave him when he was inducted in the Arena Football Hall of Fame.
Robin Hammond's husband, Daryl Hammond, scored dozens of honors in 17 years as a pro football player. But after his career, his health declined rapidly as a result of CTE, a degenerative brain disease caused by repeated hits to the head.
This particular day, he was standing at the front door and he said, "I can't hold my head up." And I said, "What does that mean?" And he moved his hand away and his head fell over. His official diagnosis was stage 3 CTE. If there's anything that can help, prevent another family to have to go through what we went through, we were willing.
And there are conflicting studies out there. A Boston University study shows kids who start tackle at age 5 versus 14 are 10 times more likely to suffer CTE. But a new CU Boulder study contradicts that. It followed 11,000 kids between 7th and 12th grades for 14 years. The conclusion? Those who played contact sports, including football, were no more likely to experience cognitive impairment in early adulthood than their peers who didn't play. A debate as American as, tackle football, and one that will likely gain intensity as we learn more. Russell Haythorne, Denver7.
And if we missed your perspective in our reporting, please let us know. 360 at thedenverchannel.com or join the conversation on the Denver7 Facebook and Twitter pages.